Okay. Libras. Collective Libras. Let's finally get into your reading. And for context for the video, Twitch and I guess the connections in between my stream and Twitch have been having a lot of issues, and then it just took a second to get started here. I don't know if I want to take that, because we gotta shuffle you. Let me get through my quick disclaimers before we actually get into any cards here. As collective readings go, this is for a collective of people. It's not just one person or a couple people. So always take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And it's the collective of any and all Libra placements. So you don't have to understand a birth chart and all that fun mumbo jumbo. But if you do, just use discernment and take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Yeah, scoots. You can get comfy here. Quick little cleanse. All the tech issues have my brain out of whack. I feel like I'm always like constantly looking over at my OBS to make sure it's working. But this is all about Libra right now. Okay. Not these ones. Sure. Okay. To start off your reading, you have the Death and the Six of Cups, but this tarot deck calls some of these cards different than what they actually are. This is the Wildwood Tarot, and it calls the Death card the Journey. It just depicts a lot of death, and it's the 13th card, so that's how you recognize it is the Death card. If anyone's familiar with lucky number 13, you know. Oh, interesting. Death, Six of Cups, the Hierophant, and Six of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Ooh. Okay. The words I got really quickly were, you see into your future and beyond. And you can. Now, I don't know how to word this because it quickly came with like a flood of like almost like feelings. But it's almost like there's a thing that I feel like when you see the fact that you can see your future and beyond is the part that feels very strange. Almost like you would never thought that you could see your own future for like not just predicting it. It's just, oh, I see this for myself. I want to do this. I want to pursue this for myself in the future. There's a weird, I like how the Six of Cups word on here, it says reunion. And I wanted to say like reunion with the self. The Hierophant's really showing me somewhere along the line this reunion with the self is guiding you and leading you towards a very intuitive path that could lead towards some form of spiritual enlightenment. And I'm gonna say like some form, because you don't have to have all the fancy rocks and herbs and incense to live a quote unquote spiritual life. You can be mindful and still be spiritual. The way you carry yourself, how you pursue things, your work ethic, all of that could be just have like a spiritual like foundation that makes it like stronger. um oh, and I forgot to mention, at least for the video, because if I sound nasally at all, it's probably because I'm getting a small cold. I A year ago I moved states, so I'm experiencing new allergies. This is fun. I don't really have allergies. I have like very, very mild allergies. So now I guess I get more. Yippee. Um Ooh, okay. Weirdly enough, I started thinking about how I want to get into like a lot of herbal medicine and stuff, because for me, in some weird fashion, herbal medicine and like just teas and syrups and tinctures probably are super beneficial to me. Like herbal remedies are super beneficial to my body. My body just takes it well. I don't know why, but it works. And there's something about this that feels like you almost recognizing these little spiritual methods. Like, I guess the simplest way I can explain it is even seeing, like, hey, every time you take a shower, that's like a very cleansing thing to do. That's the simplest thing I can think of, because everyone here has to clean themselves at some point. Um, if you don't, you should. No matter like where you are, just try your best. Um, at least if you have access to water, you should. I know it's a tough time currently for some people. Speaking of honey being a natural allergy relief, I was going to explain how I have these herbal cough drops. And when I put these herbal cough drops in, I put them in my tea, and it makes it very strong. I will say that. It is literally like syrup almost I'm drinking. Ooh, honey mixed with ooh. You know what's up, Remy. Welcome in. I always like hearing people's suggestions. Um, the tea is ginseng and lemon, and I already know the like benefits of those two, and I also think of lemon in a different herbal uh like purifying essence kind of way. So there's little things that don't have to be like super serious. Like I got these freaking cough drops at like a Walgreens or like a CVS, like a simple little convenience drugstore. Got the tea from Aldi's, just a regular grocery store, and boop boop. There's something that's like being dumbed down, and you're seeing it, and you're seeing how things can be simplified, and also even wondering, why didn't you yet ever see this before? And then there's a recognition for some Libras, which feels a little hurt in the heart. I want to say it feels a little hard and heavy in the heart space. How come I've never been able to see my own future? Someone's telling themselves. We waited around. We were trying our best. Why didn't we see this before? Why couldn't we see this other angle of Six of Pentacles, of balance and equal give and take, of just when you put in the energy to simplify your life and just like spring clean your space, and like an easy thing that I've kind of like an easy method I made for clothes for me and my significant other's like bedroom, because there's not a lot of space in there, and it's a big bed, so there's not a lot of floor space. So I know that everyone is just human. We just throw our clothes on the floor. I have allocated a space to where we just like shove the clothes into this part of the closet where we normally put the hamper there and like throw clothes in there, but sometimes we use the hamper for laundry and and clothes still end up on the floor, and it's like, how do you figure this out? And it's simplifying it to like, if you have a space for just human messes, that is going to lead you to this like simplification of, oh, we have space to do other shit now. If we put all of this in this one area, or maybe get rid of all of this, and oh hey, we have space to put this stuff in this drawer now because we clean this thing out. Like, there's simplifying and like organizing it in your own fashion, because it's like what works for you. I know what works for me and my significant other. Of, we just throw the clothes on the floor, but we put it in the closet where the hamper technically sits. So we know it's the dirty clothes spot, and we know we're gonna throw clothes on the floor because it just happens. But at least it's not in our main area, you know? Oh, thank you for the follow. I didn't see that. For anyone who is watching live on Twitch, the bitrate and the connection between like Twitch and the streamers and like the in between has been a little weird lately. Please trust me when I say I have tried everything. I've been streaming for almost 8 years now. I think I know what I'm doing. I don't want any suggestions. I do my own research. Also, I've done my own research, and there's a point to where like you can't control certain things. So if some things get choppy, just know that the recording that I do on the side for YouTube, that does not get messed with at all. So if you miss anything, you just gotta wait for it to be uploaded on YouTube. I don't know if the Twitch VOD's gonna be choppy, because it probably will be. Because as long as, like, my internet connection, like me connecting to the internet and every other tab that is connected to the internet is fine. And then there's something in between, like Twitch, and it's like the internet service provider or the Twitch server. Something's weird, and I'm gonna be honest, they've been doing a lot of updates for Twitch, so don't blame Twitch for being a little fucky. It kind of happens when they want to implement new things. And if they're implementing new things, they're probably on the servers trying to test things out. And they could be also doing maintenance, and who knows. Do not think it's just your Wi-Fi, because I've been having issues. I've been seeing it, so do not think it's just your Wi-Fi. But anyone on YouTube, you don't have to deal with any of the buffering, so no worries. Ooh, we have the Hierophant coming out twice here. I'm gonna leave that there. Oh, okay. Hello. Clarifying the death card, which I want to also clarify I call it the death card, so I always remember that number 13 is originally the death, but it's also called the journey. In order to move beyond where you are currently, you have to sacrifice like some things, and it's literally things that you don't need to be holding on to. And that's the point of death. Death is supposed to take the things that weigh you down, burden you, give you fear, doubt, all of that stuff. And the death card, the journey card, doesn't want any of your dreams, your passions, any of the good stuff you want to keep in your life. You keep that shit. But there's no weight, no baggage allowed on this journey. You have to go on this journey without anything. There's so much that's like, you have to like stay focused on not being afraid, not having anything weigh you down, because you know that on this journey there's a version of you that is healed. That's the thing that you can see in the future. Sorry, hold on, I put this down. Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, reversed, is clarifying the Death card. Card of Independence, card of hesitation towards new beginnings, and even hesitation with the reversed Page of Pentacles, because I understand why you would want to be hesitant, and the Knight of Pentacles sometimes is a stopping point to just, like, reflect in a very, like, oh, let's honor this time that we've had in the past. Like, this may have not been the best, I don't know. I feel like some people look back on certain moments in their life, they're like, this may have not been the best chapter, but I still, like, you still care about the version of you in that past memory, whatever age you were. And it's just understanding these chapters of life and seeing it, reflecting on it, almost giving like a smile towards your younger self, and then understanding that you have to move on to not only the you in the future that you see, but also to the younger you that had that really, really big dream. Whatever, if it was like a bunch of silly dreams, you still had a sense of wonder about you, Libra. I think you wanted to explore yourself in the most, like, independent way possible. And while you did that, it kind of led you into this, oh, well, we've discovered everything about ourselves now. We have to move on and move forward with this bit of knowledge. This is where the Hierophant comes in and makes things, oh, so cryptic and complex, and I love it. The Hierophant is my favorite card, and if you don't know why, I am going to tell you a little hint. I'm a Taurus. And if you don't know, look it up. It's just a hint. The Hierophant, the Judgment, and the Fool reversed for these Six of Cups. This reunion with the self. I think, I think the confusing part for you now is like, well, where do I go? You still want to hold on to that, like, past version of you and bring this younger... It's like the vision you had when you were younger, so it feels like your younger self, but it's not really your younger self. It's like, oh, this is just the vision we had for your future. You want to keep taking that with you, but it feels like you have to let something go. And I think what is being misconstrued is there's a lot of, like, memories that you can still hold within you. Like, maybe there's something about memories that we, like, physically hold on to things, and honestly, I hate to bring up hoarders, but, like, this makes a lot of sense when I used this is so silly. There was a weird time where hoarders became, like, my guilty pleasure that I binge watched. Like, I would watch true crime a lot, so it was another, like, documentary kind of thing that wasn't really true crime and, like, people dying, but there would be, like, some unfortunate dead animals, but there would be a lot of these hoarders where the reason they hoarded things was because people had passed and they wanted to hold on to the objects. Because that's the memory. You can't throw out that memory of them. You can't throw it out. But you know what you also can't throw out? An actual literal memory. The genuine memory you have up here in your head, I know it can't be physically, like, expressed in the sense of, like, somebody being missed, or, like, you missing this younger self, maybe this younger sense of joy you had, because I feel like anytime we look at our younger selves at any age, we were like, oh, we were so, like, a little more whimsical back then. I feel like it just comes with maturing. But, this energy of like you taking this memory and not holding on to the objects of these memories is going to allow you to, that's the dryer right there, it's going to allow you to see your own future for, hey, you can still hold on to, I want to bring in my younger self and their dreams and their visions and things, and even bring out your younger self in yourself. Inner child healing, whether it's inner child, inner teen, inner young adult. Because listen, I'm only 25, and I know I do tarot readings for people a lot older than me, and you may be thinking back to when you're 30, and you are just trying to find that joy you had. It's like you can bring that with you. You don't have to hold on to it in a certain object or physical things, because I feel like these physical things may have taken up a lot of space. There's like a lot of like, whether it's like mental or physical dust needing to be cleared, there's like a lot of clutter. And I think there's a lot of spring cleaning needing to be done. And the biggest thing I can think of is, if you can't think of anything to like actually toss out that's like, I don't need this anymore, I'm not going to use it, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is just take out your trash. Taking out the trash at night. All of this needed to be explained because the Judgment and the Fool are very tricky when it comes to the Hierophant here. This is a very big message for a very complicated and complex set of brains I feel like I'm talking to. Because Libra, you understand, you understand all these concepts. I think the choice has been the hardest thing for you. Because maybe it's hard to just hold on to a memory of things, but okay, I'm glad this is coming back up. I wanted to talk about this earlier, but the best way to hold on to the memory of things in a physical format is to genuinely either write them down or start scrapbooking. Like, genuinely. It doesn't have to be perfect. It could literally just be like a binder that has like general like sleeves that just have like full letter size sleeves, and you put whatever. You could put your little, like, you want to write down a note, or like you save like a ticket to a concert kind of a thing. You can save these physical things in memories of photographs and like journaling and just smaller formats. I think this is where the clutter needs to be like cleaned up, and it's going to provide so much excuse me, that's my cough drop. It's going to bring so much clarity into why is the Fool reversed? Why can't we move forward without fear and doubt? What is stopping us? The Hierophant is a very interesting card. It's all about studying and learning and being the teacher to your own, being the student to your own teacher and the teacher to your own student, or being your own mentor, and understanding that it's okay to still be a student at something. It's okay to still be a novice at something, even if it is just general things in life. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you have, like, I think as long as you're asking the right questions and just asking questions, you're gonna learn things, first and foremost. And if you have, I think, like a graceful, safe environment for like just people, because I know that even if another person may not know what to do exactly, the best thing and the best resource that I hate to recommend, but god damn it, anyone got one of these? You know, this thing can access the internet, right? Even my slide phone that had the number pad stuff on it, and then I was lucky enough to even have a keyboard on the side because it slid, that could access the internet. there's nothing wrong with looking things up and doing your research. The only aspect of research that is very important, and you could even look this up, how can you do good research? What is how to use the internet search bar like uh in a better way, because how you search things can affect the results that come up. And if you don't know how to search things, you can literally look that up. Like, there are people out there that talk about that stuff, and the biggest like aspect that they talk about it is called SEO. It's search engine optimization. People in marketing will specifically put tags on their products, and like loads of like tags and like data that's like within their ads and stuff. They'll pick like these certain tags, demographics, whatever the fuck, labels, and very just descriptive things of, we want to advertise to this. And anyone who's searching, like, okay, think of a brand that either it like cowboy hats, right? They want to advertise to a certain market, so they want to at least in their business, when they have a website, they want to provide these certain keywords for things that, like, it's not just like general cowboys looking for cowboy hats. It could be Pink Pony Club people looking for cowboy hats, and just anyone looking for a cowboy hat. But at the same time, knowing that there is a way to learn these things, you can always learn these things. That is a choice that you are given and you have to make when it's like you are mentoring yourself. Ooh, is that the cut? I almost shuffled again. I don't know if I shuffled, but I think that's the bottom of the deck energy. Clarifying the Hierophant is the Three of Cups reversed, King of Swords, Temperance. Ooh. I don't know if y'all got some spiritual families or cultures or traditions, but I hate being the little white girl that's gotta tell people, hey, there's some like aunties and grandmas and some peoples that are just wanting some connection. But it has to be done very decisively, and you have to be very direct if you want to either talk to people who are alive or passed on in a spiritual manner, because I feel like there's a lot of people still alive that you could talk to in a very spiritual way, and it has to do with like family a lot. I think there's like a cultural tradition that some of you may need to just kind of like, I don't know, you don't need to practice it if you're not into like practicing whatever family or cultural traditions you may just be aware of, but like looking into like researching it and just seeing more about it, I feel like just observing it is healthy. There's something about being with people that you genuinely like, especially culturally, vibe with. And I'm gonna explain this in a way of, I had someone on my high school dance team. I was on the high school dance team all 4 years, and my senior year there was this one girl, her name was Deja, and I'm gonna preface that she's black, and she mentioned she was going to a very predominantly black school, and she was talking to me about it and just like venting like all the stuff about the high school, because I was venting to her about like some bullshit about the high school, because it was a weird fucking time back then. That high school was going through so many like different changes, and they were just holding on to the strings they could, I think. But my school was it was very pale. I guess you could say it was fairly mixed, but there's a lot of pale folk. I don't really remember, because my grade had a lot of like, we just had a lot of different, like, we were mixed like to the T, of all different peoples. I don't really remember the whole school because I graduated in 2017, so that was a long time ago. She said to me when she was venting about the high school, and when she started talking about, like, I'm so excited to go to this college with, like, these other black folks, and I remember she literally said, I just want to be with my people. Like, I just want to be with, like, there's nothing wrong with feeling that way. There's something in her that just felt like she just had so much relief of, like, I just want to be surrounded by, like, my people. And she worded it that way, and I think I'm pretty sure that's how she worded it that way. And I literally sat there and I was like, I think that's 100% healthy for you. That is, like, 1,001% healthy for anyone. And it's why when I started looking into, like, my ancestry, and I started looking into, like, oh, a lot of, like, my blood is more, I learned I was a lot of, like, Scottish, um, bloodline, but there was a specific, like, the Scotland Highlands. And when I learned about that, it just made me want to, like, actually go there and just explore more about it. And it's like, she was trying to tell me, this woman, Deja, was trying to tell me, like, hey, like, I hope that doesn't sound, like, weirdly, like, reverse racist or anything. I was like, it doesn't at all. Like, it's honestly more important for you to feel comfortable, like, where you're going to college at, than it is for someone to just, oh, you got to go to this school because it's the best school, but it's full of people you don't think that you're going to be comfortable around. If you're not going to be comfortable, you don't have to do that. Like, there's something about, like, really choosing a way that's comfortable for you, especially when it comes to, like, cultural traditions, because I know a lot of there's a lot of, like, any sort of weird extremism, not just in religious behavior, but just extremism in any sort of behavior. And I think there's a lot of healing needing to be done in that area, but it's a very spiritual area. So I feel like whoever you need to call or get in contact with, or if you want to just do research and do some Google searches on your cultural traditions, there's a lot of information out there, trust me. And also with the fact that spirituality kind of had this, like, boom in the trend or whatever, it's trendy now. Um there's, like, tons of more information out there. So don't feel like you're alone. If this is leading up to a giant spiritual conversation with the self, and it doesn't have to be you working with all the crystals and all the rocks. You can always do your own research and just, like, hey, you're gonna go live your life, but on this day is a very special day for a cultural tradition, so you're gonna take your time for that, but then you go and you live your normal life. Like, it doesn't have to be all this complicated stuff, like, I set out all these rocks, I light a candle, I cleanse everything. Like, you don't have to do all the complicated work. This feels very spiritual because I think this is helping you in your day-to-day life, and the recognition of the spiritual self and the spiritual health I think that you are taking care of is this death card. The genuine transformation you are feeling like you so desperately need, Libra. um I just want to leave y'all on that because I'm just gonna keep repeating myself. And I want to continue, but there's also, like, so much, like, transformation after transformation here. You are I think Libras also, if you want some deeper message homework, look into the symbolism of lotus flowers and all of the, like, constant blooming of a lotus flower. Um, and also, just, like, the metaphor of layers of an onion kind of a thing. All that metaphorical stuff. A lot of this is doing this on your own, because the judgment really talks about, like, hey, you got to be the one to really, like, step through that door. You got to be the one to, like, call out to, like, the judgment talks about people who are already, like, laying down in their graves. They have died, and this angel comes in and helps them pass on. It's kind of like they're only gonna let you pass on or pass on to the new thing if you, like, ask for it and be like, hey, I want to do this. um but I think, you know, you can't take any fear and doubt with you. So the Three of Cups reverse gave me this, like, reconnecting with a lot of as above so below kind of energies, weirdly enough. And these energies, I feel like, are going to be very direct with you, but always keep your mind and your body in tune, and keep your mind and your body in check. Double check yourself, double check, like, all the little things of just health. I am not a doctor, but I'm just gonna say, drink your water, eat your veggies, uh, get those nutrients, get some sun. If you can't get any sun, have some vitamin D pills, I don't know, or supplements, whatever. I have faith. I am curious of what the next reading is gonna come out to be as, but I'm gonna end it there. Thank you for being here, Libra. Thank you for letting me read your cards. That is all I have for you. And if you're watching on Twitch, I don't think we're gonna end just yet. I'm gonna double check on that, because I'm not sure how many readings I can get done today. We'll see. I think I'm feeling good for another reading. I'm feeling, like, small, mild symptoms, so I'm, like, trying to keep in mind. But if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching in the future times. And as always, I hope to see y'all in the next one. Peace.